Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, and today I'm gonna be testing Divinity Original Sin 2 on the GeForce GTX 1050 Ti. For FPS monitoring, I'll be using CAM. If you want to download this software, there's a link down in the description. And if you enjoy the content and want to support the channel directly, there's a link to the Patreon page down in the description as well. So Divinity Original Sin 2, I'll be doing 1080p, 1440p and 900p. To skip none of those sections of the video, check the description below. So first I'll show you the G4560 on 1080p using the maximum settings and a little tweaked settings to reach 60 frames per second. And you'll notice that the game runs below 60 frames per second most of the time. It's around 40-45. But you'll notice in some instances that the G4560 is limiting the GPU, since you'll see GPU usage drops below 90%. With the Ryzen 3 1200 overclocked to 3.9 GHz, those drops in the GPU usage were much lower. That's why I tested two configurations on 1080p on the G4560 and the rest of the video using the Ryzen 3 processor. Again, because the CPU was limiting the GPU, and I'm trying to show you the GPU's performance here. But the G4560 is still enough to be pretty much over 45 frames per second. You'll drop below 60 frames per second on places that have a lot of detail and geometry, such as the place that I'm recording at. And my objective in this video is to hammer the CPU and GPU as much as possible for what I played right now. And I noticed that in order to do that, I had to be in a city or a place with a lot of geometry, and as much effects on screen as possible, since those hammer the GPU as well. That's why I just turn everything on fire across the whole footage. When fire shows up and there's large amounts of it, you'll see drops in the frame rate. And to get better frame rates, what I had to do was lower shadows from high to low, turn off ambient occlusion, lower lighting a little bit, and that pretty much did the job for me. The other options I didn't mention, just lower them in groups, and that should give you a good enough boost in performance. But personally, I don't really mind dropping below 60 frames per second in this game. As you can see, you play by turns. You're not using fast reflexes or anything like that, like in an action game like Skyrim, for example, or a shooter, when you have to be very quick with your reflexes. Here you have turns, you have time to think, you just click on stuff. I don't really mind dropping below 60 frames per second here. I could happily play this at 30 frames per second, to be honest. So I wouldn't bother too much maintaining 60 frames per second all the time. The game still plays great even at 30 frames per second, but that's my opinion. But yeah guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you keep enjoying the video. Thanks for watching and see you next time.
Just No, not like this. I won't let them.
this again,